Hello everybody, this is Satyawan Panchal again, and last tutorial we have talked about bubble sort technique. How do we do sorting in bubble sort? So in this we will talk about the coding of bubble sort using C language. Okay, so what we need to do here is we need to understand how the loops are working. Okay, so if we concentrate here, see very carefully that in first iteration I am comparing 0th element with 1, first with 2, second with third, third with fourth. Okay, so this is what I have written here. If iteration number is 1, then I am comparing 0th element with 1, first with 2, second with third, third with fourth. And in second iteration, if we see that again we start our comparison from the 0th element. 0th element is compared with 1, first is with the second, second is with the third. Now there is no need to compare the 4th element because 4th element and the last element has already been sorted if we take the 5 elements. Okay, the same thing I have written here. If iteration number is 2, then items to be compared is 0, 0 with 1, 1 with 2, 2 with 3. Okay, in the same way we are comparing in third iteration with here 0 with 1, 1 with 2. Okay, so you can see here 0 with 1, 1 with 2, and in the last iteration I need to compare only one element, that is third element with the fourth element, that is 0 element with the first element, and that is shown here. Okay, so there is a basic idea that if I do first iteration, then in first iteration I need to compare elements from 0 to 3 with elements 1 to 4 respectively. Okay, so let us move to the code directly. You make up your mind for the code, and here is the code that I have already written here for you guys. Okay, now this is the main logic of the program. Here the outer loop I have taken for the iteration, and the inner loop I have taken for each steps in one iteration. Okay, the iteration are going from 0 to 3, that is we have four iterations. So if you look in here, iteration are going 1, 2, 3 and 4 because counting in array starts from 0, so 0, 1, 2 and 3 will be iteration. There will be total number of 4 iterations. So here we go again in code of C. Okay, so here, so and in iteration number 1, where we go from 0 to 3, that is 0 to 3, and if you see here carefully that we are going from 0 to 3, and what we are comparing 0th element with the 1 element, with the first element. So if you see here in the small window itself, we are comparing here element at step is 0 with the element at step plus 1. Okay, so 0th element is compared with the first element. When it will be going on to the 1, then first element will be compared with the 2, and likewise it will be compared with the second element, will be compared with the third, and third element will be compared with the fourth. As I here in first iteration is 0, so 3 minus 0 is 0. My loop is floating from 0 to 3. So when it will come to the next iteration, when I will be in the iteration number 2, then this I will become 1, and then I will again start from 0th element. As you can see here in the outer loop, I will again start from the 0th position, and I will be going up to 0, 1 and 2, and here I'll be comparing the element with the 1, 2 and 3. So you can see here that I am going from 0 up to 3 minus I. In the next iteration you can see here I is 1, so I am going from 0 to 2, and you can see here 0 to 2, and these elements are compared here according to step. If step is compared with step plus 1, then 0 is compared with 1, and when it will be going next, 1 will be compared with the second element. If the element is found to be greater at step, if element is found to be greater, then it is swapped, and logic for the swap is given here. So you can see here in this picture, if this element 21 is greater than 2, means the previous element is greater than the next element, then we swap them in the next step. Okay, so here the same is the step. If the current element is greater than the next element, then we will be interchanging their position. So the logic is so simple for the swapping. So you can see it here, you can note from here, and rest of the logic is very simple. We have taken an array that is containing 5 elements, and further we have displayed the elements before sorting, and then when main logic starts, I have told you all the logic that my number of iteration will be going from 0 to 3, and in each step I will be comparing from 0 to 3 minus I, and if element at the current location is found to be greater than the next element, then it will be swapped, means the lighter element will be coming on the left side and the heavier element will be coming on the right side. Okay, so here is just I have printed the elements after sorting. Okay, no issues. So if I write here a statement that is get ch, then it will be holding the screen and wait for a character to read, and here is the answer. Okay, element before sorting is this, and element after sorting is this. Now I just give you one tip here. If you want to print elements in each sorting, what you can do is you can take this complete array, this complete code to here, and you can just make it here and just give here a message that printf elements in iteration number %d are below. Okay, so below /n, and here I'll be giving iteration is given with this. Okay, so it will be doing what for me? It will be printing element in each of the iterations. Element in iteration number 1 are given below. Okay, so is it working for rest of iterations? Let me see it. No issues. Okay, I paused it because I was not to waste your time. So okay, what was actual problem here was I just had taken here I, and value of I is changing all the time in this loop, so we'll have to change the name of variable in this for loop to print the values. So I have taken here this k. If I show you by doing this alt backspace, so this was what my problem was. I was taking I here, so I will take now it to be any another variable, and k I have declared at the top. As if you want to see it here, I have declared it here, k at the top, and now it will be working fine. I save it and run it for you. Okay, now here in each of the iteration you can see that values are given. Okay, now there is one more problem. I is still here. I'll have to make it to be k and run it. Okay, now here in the output you can see elements after each iterations. Okay, and this is how bubble sort is done. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you have any of the inquiries, then you know that where you need to ask. If you like my video, you can subscribe the same. This is my PPT, and finally here you can ask any question at satyawanteacher@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Take care. We'll see you in the next lecture with the insertion sort. Okay, see you.